Broadcasting from the Vancouver Convention Center in British Columbia, Solutions Review is on location at the FME User Conference 2022, the peak of data integration. Brought to you by Safe Software.
I'm Doug Atkinson, here in Vancouver, British Columbia at the FME User Conference 2022, and I'm joined by Kenneth Øyen Eriksen, the FME product manager at Norkart in Norway.
Correct.
Partner, longtime partner?
Longtime partner since 2007, yeah.
And you've come all the way from Norway.
We did. It's it's a thing for us. It's important, to keep all our customers back in Norway also informed of what is happening outside of Norway as well. And then being at the UC is also a great opportunity to interact with other customers, other partners, talk with them about how they do stuff, and maybe we can bring that back to Norway and give our customers and potentially new customers a good experience.
Well, so you guys have been growing pretty strongly despite the pandemic, through the pandemic, much like Safe Software, and I think what we've seen across the board as we've been doing these interviews is how powerful the partner relationships are in Europe.
Indeed. We do talk with other partners also outside of the UC though, but it's more or less on Teams or sending an email here and there if you have some questions, or we use the FME community site, like if you have some good ideas or you're into a workspace or something and you need help, it might be that another partner can help you out just within the forum or within the community, and then rather than just calling Safe and ask for help, it's probably easier to just go in there and then you meet the persons here at the UC live face to face, and you can have a chat and maybe do some humor around that thing you did, or
no, I don't think there's any substitute for face-to-face conferences. The virtual conferences can't really replicate that impromptu chance encounters with somebody who can really add value and perspective.
True, yeah.
So tell me about where Norkart is finding traction, seeing growth. I mean, what is it mostly FME or?
Yeah, well, to be honest, it's not mostly FME. We are a big vendor in Norway of our own software that we make, GIS Line, which is like a huge software within the municipalities to establish like real estate borders, regulation and zoning plans, and so on. And then FME becomes like a part of that or an addition to that. So we're now expanding all the time. We're increasing in numbers, as you said. We got acquired last year by a big company, so we're growing both organically and non-organic. So and then things are happening, but FME is playing a big part in what we do.
And is that because you're working with a lot of municipalities and government organizations? I mean, and what we've seen is that the spatial data aspects tend to be most interesting to the kind of utilities, government entities.
Well, yeah, in many matters. I mean, like we got FME involved in a lot of our software as well. Like it's either behind it or it's integrated with the software we make ourselves. So probably close to 95% of all our products or services do have some connection with FME in one way or the other. And then we also sell FMEs like separate solution, like a product or like a family product, so to say. And then it becomes both like a solution or a service for some customers, but it also is a separate product for some customers. And
so then just from a kind of a broader perspective, outside of FME, just with regards to where data integration is heading and where you're seeing not only opportunity but perhaps resistance to kind of going to that next level. I mean, what are you finding with regard to your clients, your prospects?
When it comes down to privately held businesses, we often get like a question: is this doable? Can we do this? Can we fix that? And in many cases, FME is the answer to that. Meanwhile, in municipalities, they have a certain way of looking into things that if I start using FME, I have so much more time left, and I don't know where to use this time, or we're not able to achieve or retrieve FME in any matter because we have so much else work to do. And we try to tell these people that if you use FME, you might save time, you might save money, and a lot of other things which might help your organization in many ways, doing analysis, integration, conversion of data, whatever. But still, some people, especially in the municipality and governmental sector, find it hard to get into it. So it might end up us doing.
And is that a cultural thing?
I think so. Might be.
It's just the way they're organized and the resistance they might have to outside.
Probably because we feel it's more open in the privately held businesses still,
yeah, right.
And they're like
a little more innovative.
They know that if we do this, we can use the time for any other thing to do, or we can save money in doing that, and then we have money extra for doing something else, and then it's more, I don't know, it's more into their mind and more into the mindset and the future thinking kind of thing.
Right.
Meanwhile,
kind
municipalities tend to
politics.
stay at 2022. They're in 2022 still, not thinking too much ahead though. But on the other hand, like some municipalities are getting there, hiring new people or trying to be innovative, but needs a little bit more pace, I think.
So what do you see as that future with your more innovative clients?
Probably that these people see spatial data not only as like GIS data, but in a bigger term, like you could use it for almost anything within your company. You can do it with the economic part, or you can do HR kind of services, or you can update people by sending automated emails or whatever, and finding like new ways of using it, and then benefit from having FME in many more ways than they have done before. And then they save more money, they save more time, and then of course that's what everybody wants,
So I like to ask this question of everybody. If you had some advice to offer to somebody who maybe has implemented some sort of data integration, but they know it needs to kind of get to the next level, what would you suggest they think about prior to reaching out and engaging? How should they organize? Is it around a project? Is it around where their data exists? I mean, what would you say you need to think about?
In many cases, the customers tend to, problematize kind of things. They make it harder than it really is, because they think we're thinking about solving the problem rather than just telling us what the problem actually is. And then you end up with something in between. Meanwhile, if you tell us your challenge or your problem, it might be that we have a solution to that, or we could work on something together, or we could probably solve it easier if you just tell us what's your challenge. If you do things manually, or if you have problems doing this and this, or you'd like an analysis but you don't know how to do it, and then instead of trying to figure out on how, just tell us that you need this analysis and we can figure out how, because we've probably done it before. So how does Norkart engage? Is it a service, and is it sales and service? We do a lot of things. We got key account managers. We have these FME World Tours, which we arrange every year on behalf of SAFE and ourselves and our customers and new customers, potentially new customers, and so on. And we do webinars. We also very active at the community side and try to engage people in Norway also with being able to go into the community themselves and solve their own problems as well. If it's just a minor thing, rather than paying us 2 hours for consultancy, it's probably easier just to go in there and try to figure out yourself, because there's probably an answer inside which might help you even more than we can do sometimes. But so like we have a lot of different approaches to this. And previously we only were consultants, like almost like 99% of us. So now we're at least getting one key account manager who's more or less in charge of FME. And then it's probably easier to, go out and reach out to customers in that kind of manner. But mostly a lot of FME licenses or FME requests come through consultants doing other type of jobs, and then they see the potential of FME somewhere, and then then we end up doing an FME job for them, or sell a solution or a product or whatever, depending on the customer needs. So yeah.
Well, it sounds like the future is bright for Norkart, and
I hope so.
And thanks very much for swinging by.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate the time. Hope you enjoy the rest of the show, and certainly the rest of this year.
I will.
Outstanding. Thanks.
Thanks.